Really? Is it just me, or is this like really sort of blurred? I can't tell. I think it is. Hold on. I also can't tell if that's any better.
I need to start looking at the camera and not at my face. Camera, face, camera.
So, I'm still not looking at the camera. When I was younger, like in primary school, I was that kid that was like obsessed with books and reading. Like, I would go to the library and you could take out like 8 books and you had to bring them back within, I think it was like 2 weeks or something. I'd take out 8 books and bring them back in like 2 days. But then high school hit me and it wasn't cool to read. And after I kind of got past the sort of maybe I should try and be a bit more like everyone else sort of stage, I then hit the sort of exam phase where we picked our subjects we wanted to study and we got into 3rd year at high school, and it was still kind of fun and not really that stressful, but in the back of your mind you're sort of going, I need to know this in 2 years time for an exam. So there was a bit more focus on that. And then obviously 4th year hit, it was exam year and everyone was like, shit, I don't know anything, I need to focus, so no time for reading. So then it was like all homework and the same thing happened, as and when. And I mean, 6th year, I started to read again a bit more in 6th year. I mean, I read the books I had to read for English, but when you're looking at it like, the curtain was red to describe his soul sort of thing, you don't enjoy the book. Like, I mean, there was one of the books we done at school, oh my god, I hated that. Like, I had to force myself to read it, like read a page a day over summer because I had to read it, and I hated it. But looking back, it was actually a really good book, so I'm gonna have to try and give it a second chance. But yeah, like, I tried to read a bit more in 6th year. I think during that year in total, I think I read 1 book, bar my, like, things I had to read for the class. But did I read more? No, actually I read more. I think I read Paper Towns as well. So I read 2 books in 1 year, nearly. Like, I genuinely think I didn't read any more than 3 books. Like, probably actually even including my higher English books. So that's not good. Like, that makes me quite sad. However, school's gone. I actually left school a year on Saturday. It was my last day, bar exams, but last day. So school's behind me. And I think I mentioned this, I work in a bookshop, which is the best thing to happen to me in my life. Not only do I get paid, so I get money, but, I really enjoy it, and it means, if someone's looking at the like teen fiction table and they're like having a little nose at stuff, I can sort of just wander up to them. Why am I playing with my hair? I can just say, oh, do you need any help there? And they might ask me, oh, what would you recommend? And I'll say, oh, I really like this book, it's amazing. And they'll go, oh no, I read that, I didn't like it, but I really like this one. And then they tell you about it. So, I get to recommend my favourite books and I get to hear other people's favourite books back. So it's a great way for me to, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Find new books.
So, what am I trying to say?
Basically, because of work, I'm reading more books and I'm very happy about it. And the whole reason for this whole like 5-minute intro there was to say that because I haven't read in a while, like as avidly, I don't have the world's biggest TBR list right now. I mean, my mental list from looking at books and work is ridiculous, like it's pretty much the whole shop. But right now, I don't even think there's 20 books on this list right now. I'm going to go grab my TBR books and we're going to go through them, basically. That's about the extent of this 7-minute introduction. I'm going to show you my TBR list. And the 7 minutes before this was to let you know why it's not very big right now.
So this list doesn't include... What? What's wrong?
Look at cute little Theodore. Do you want to be in the video? What books are you currently reading? Or wanting to read? Do you not read? There you go. As I was saying, my current TBR list doesn't include like series. Well, it includes one. What a shame. I totally forgot about that one. But actually no, there's a reason for that. The reason is because I don't want to reread the first book in that series because I read that recently. most of my other series I want to reread the first book because it's been so long since I read the first one and I'm kind of like, what's going on? So yeah, let's get cracking. There really isn't that many. I mean, there's a lot, but there's not. I watched someone's TBR list and they had 209 books. I was just like, I can't fathom. Like, I think I'm bad when I go and buy more books, but as I say, this is a almost all of these books were bought this year, or at least since September. But yeah, the majority of these books were bought within the year, if not 6 months, which, you know, whereas some people have been collecting those books over like 3 years, so I don't know if that makes me feel better or feel worse. So anyway, let's get started. The first book is Forever by Judy Blume. Jenny Colgan, West End Girls. Love Letters to the Dead by, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, Ava Delira. The Princess Bride by William Goldman. The Evolution of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin. This is the second book in the Unbecoming of Mara Dyer series. I loved the first one, like I wasn't expecting it what happened. I've heard, this is the second one, I've heard that the third one isn't very good, so I'm kind of weary to start reading this. I think I might have actually like read the first couple chapters, or maybe not. So I don't know, like, I was really hyped to read this one after I finished the first one, but it took forever for it to come into the store, so I'm kind of like not as excited anymore, but you know, no shaw. Les Miserables by Victor Hugo, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Started reading this one, but I mean, I love the musical, I'm a musical theatre sort of person, but I'm just finding this so difficult to read. And I mean, it's not the most difficult book in the world. I think it's just the fact that how Victor Hugo writes. I mean, I'm pretty sure somewhere in it there's a chapter where he literally just spraffs about the Battle of Waterloo, which has nothing to do with the book. But I will get round to this one day. One day I will. Watermelon by Marion Keyes. I'm kind of ashamed to say I haven't read this one yet, but it's because I got like part way through and I just kept reading other books and stuff, and it's Wicked by Gregory Maguire. Amy and Roger's Epic Detour by Morgan Matson. From Notting Hill to New York Actually by Ali McNamara. Larkswood by Valerie Mendez. The Skies Everywhere by Jandy Nelson. I'm actually like 3/4 of the way through this, but I'm currently reading it. It's still to be read completely, so I'm putting it in here. I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. One Day by David Nichols. All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. I need to read this. Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. The Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling. Right, I know I pronounced her name wrong. I know it's Rowling. Please don't get angry at me. I was tired. My Worst Best Friend by Dylan... No, not Dylan. Diane Sheldon. Sorry.
I'm actually a quarter of the way through this one, but then my boyfriend gave me a book and was like, read this now. So I read that and then I started to read The Skies Everywhere. I should probably get back to reading that one. And the like 4 other books I was also currently reading.
Smart by Kim Slater. Murder Most Unladylike by Robin Stevens. Now this one's actually a 9 to 12 book, but we have books of the month at work, and the kids book of the month in January or February was Arsenic for Tea, which is actually the second book in this series. So I read that one, loved it, and when I was down in London I noticed this one was actually signed by Robin, so of course I had to, on the first page I had to like buy it because it's the first one and it's signed, so you know I need to read it because I read the second one. So yeah, if you like some good old Agatha Christie. Why am I recommending? I'm recommending this. I haven't read it, but go read it. We All Looked Up by Tommy Wallach. I don't know how you spell your name. Pronounce your name. I'm very sorry. Or is it meant to be some funny way of Wallace? Yeah, sorry. I can't pronounce your surname. I try my best. I'm gonna have to read this one from the book. The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton. And finally, see, I told you it was quite short, The Art of Being Normal by Lisa Williamson, which I actually also started to read and have not finished yet, but you know. And surprisingly it's a hardback. I don't like hardbacks, but it's small, so it's fine. You know, I'm gonna do my May TBR soon. I just need to pick which ones I want to read in May. And I'll do a little March not March, it's April. April wrap up, but as I say, there's 2 books on it, unless I finish The Skies Everywhere. But that gives me like 2 days, so I mean I could do it, but I'm kind of tired and I want to go to sleep right now. I mean, I'll try and finish The Skies Everywhere. I've got 2 days, so I should manage it. I mean, I read a 422 page book in, it was over 3 days, but it was no more than maybe 12 hours altogether, so I can manage. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed seeing my TBR list and seeing the sort of books I enjoy. So yeah, if you read any of these books and you enjoyed them, didn't enjoy them, couldn't care less, whatever, leave a comment below so I can see which ones are worth reading or not, like straight away. I have a feeling if anyone comments it'll be Read All the Bright Places. I've seen so much love for that, so I'm hoping to put that one on my list next. And yeah, if there's any books, actually, if there's any books that you think I should read because, you know, you've seen this list and think I'll love it, then tell me and I'll look into it.
Endings are so awkward. I've realised as well, I'm not looking at the camera half the time, I'm looking at myself. I'm so self-centred, so vain. No.
That's my TBR list. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you very, very soon with my what month is this? April wrap up. Very short wrap up. 2 or 3 books, but you know.
Theodore, what do you want? I'm trying to end the video. Do you want to go say goodbye? No, he's not saying bye. Okay, I have to go feed my cat.
Thanks for watching. Bye.